Keith, let's start with you giving me a detailed explanation for all that's happened so far.
Asking me for an explanation, huh?
Today is supposed to be the day that my little sister has her wedding with someone, but why on the day of her wedding were you showing up to it wearing the groom's tuxedo? When I saw you walking in on my sister's wedding day as the groom, I was more shocked than actually angered with you. Even now, I'm having a hard time showing any other emotions besides shock because of how outlandish you've been.
Well, as you've pretty much seen everything for what it is, I shouldn't have to give you an explanation for what's going on here.
No, I deserve an explanation for all of that because I currently cannot believe my eyes.
Oh, for crying out loud, I guess there's no way I'm getting out of this without giving you a rundown, so I'll give you that explanation. I'm going to get married to your little sister, Joy, okay? I'm sorry for keeping all that a secret from you. Now, can we get to the part where you divorce me?
Huh? Since when have you been going after my sister, and when did she start to think it was okay to marry my husband?
Well, about half a year ago, I started to talk with her about my feelings towards her. She was working at the bar that I loved to go to a lot back then, and when she came up to me to get my order, she asked me if I was her sister's husband or not. That, I guess, is what you would actually consider the start to all this. And, well, from that point on, I tried my hardest to resist her looks, but man, did the image of me being her in my mind look amazing. And bam! She had a hold of me, and there was no other way for me to free myself anymore.
So you really were taken away by her looks?
Huh?
I know that I've already let you in on this whole story before, but let me explain to you one more time. The reason for why I left my family behind 5 years ago.
What? Why would I need to hear about that again?
My sister, Joy, she, for some reason, takes a liking in stealing anything I lay my hands on, whether that be things or people. And as for my parents, they're the kind of people that look past her doing that sort of stuff to me and love her with all their heart. So to escape such a hellish environment as that, I ran away from my home, leaving everyone in my family behind to start a new life where I didn't have to worry about Joy. Don't you remember when I told you the reason why I couldn't introduce you to my family before we were married was because of that reason? I guess you don't, because in the end, even you, Keith, even you became another part of my sister's hobby and have been stolen away from me.
Oh, come on now. I'm sure that you might just think that your sister is stealing me away from you without any actual emotion to it, but she really does love me, and I love her even more back. And you, of all people, being her sister, should be glad that she's finally found someone like me that makes her so happy. You being not happy to see that just shows how horrible of a person that you really are inside.
And the same could be said of someone that tries to have a wedding with his wife's little sister even before getting a divorce.
Excuse me?
To be honest, I never even wanted to be at my sister's wedding today. Well, either way, I'm going to head home now after this.
Hey! Things have only just begun, and I want you around to see it.
Do you actually think I want to stick around and see the end?
Huh?
You went out and told everyone that you divorced me, and that's how you got all your friends to make it to the wedding today. But those friends of yours that you went out talking to happened to be my friends as well, and figured out right away that something was wrong when the invitation said you'd be marrying my little sister. This isn't going to end well for you, Keith.
Huh? The friends that we both get along with know about this? I don't remember telling any of my friends who are your friends as well about this.
You did, but I won't tell you who. But those friends of ours saw that you sent invitations that you planned to marry my little sister. They were shocked to see that, but were even more shocked that you were doing all of this to me after everyone thought we had such a good relationship. Either way, people know just how messed up all of this is, and the word will start to spread, and everyone will begin to leave.
What?
You can choose to continue with the wedding if you'd like, but don't expect there to be many people remaining after learning about the crap you're trying to pull. Be ready to have the whole world pointing fingers at you for what you've done and calling you a freak and an idiot.
What? That's... Your sister and I were supposed to have a beautiful wedding today and be celebrated by everyone we invited.
Well, with that, in a few days, let's start talks about the settlement I plan to ask from you.
You're planning to ask for money from me now?
And don't plan on coming home today, okay? I don't want to see your face right now, and I don't want to be sleeping in the same house as you anymore.
Wait, Heidi.
I'll be going now. What the heck, Heidi? Hurry up and get everyone to come back to our wedding. Huh? Why are you asking me, of all people, to do that? If you want them all back there watching your messed up wedding, then you go get them yourself. But you're the one that did all of this, so you have to get them back here or else they won't listen to me. Just because your husband left you for me because I'm better in every way doesn't mean you can just start talking bad about us and getting everyone to leave the wedding we planned out. What the heck are you thinking? I didn't do anything to make those people start leaving. Those people were all told by a friend of mine, and they chose themselves to believe your wedding is messed up and leave. And I was out of there before everyone else started to leave, so how's that my fault? I'm not responsible for their actions, nor am I going to be responsible for getting them to turn around and go back to you. So go out and get them yourself. Come back here right now! Heidi! It's been destroyed. You may have ruined my whole wedding with what you did, but I'm still going to be married to Keith, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now just divorce him already so that I can have him. I am going to hand in our marriage papers soon, and then make sure that his parents understand that I'll be his new wife. Do you even know where his parents live? What the heck are you talking about? You are living with them right now, right? Huh? Those 60-year-old people that you're living with are his parents, right? I really want to come over there and introduce myself to them, but you're always sitting in their house with them and it's driving me nuts. Can you please hurry up and get lost already? Wait. Could you be mistaking my foster parents for his parents right now? Huh? Foster parents? After I left you guys in that house, I had gone out saying that I was a foster child who had no parents. And that's when I was able to find my foster parents who took me in even though I was already in my late teens. Did you not hear about any of this from Dad? Just wait a second. That means that the gorgeous house that Keith and you have been living in is... This is the house of my foster dad. Then what about Keith's parents? To be honest, I've never met either one of them either. He told me that right after he got into college, his parents went through a tough divorce and then moved off to different places without him. And ever since then, he's been without parents, and that all happened a while back, and he's never even heard from them since. Neither of us even know where they went, to tell you the truth. Huh? So I've never met either of his parents, and he was at least able to meet my foster parents before we had our wedding. Are you kidding me? So you never even talked with Keith about who the older couple is that we've been living with? Because if you asked him whether they were his parents or not, you would have gotten your answer a whole lot sooner. He just told me that I wouldn't be able to see them at the wedding. Well, him being vague with you about it and there being no explanation isn't my problem, but I will say this. Your reason for wanting to marry Keith hasn't been for him, but rather this amazingly beautiful house that I live in right now, right? Well, you getting to live in that house all by yourself with that older couple isn't fair. So that's why I looked for your husband, and when I found the bar he went to often, I applied for a job there and was able to make my move. I planned to marry him so that I could get that house and live there as well. And what about the name on that house? I made sure to double-check the last name on that house and everything. And I can confirm that the last name on that house is the same as Keith's. And that's because Keith took my new last name in the marriage. Huh? When I was adopted by my foster parents after running away from Mom and Dad, they helped me change my last name since I'm legally their child now. And so that would mean that both Keith and I share the same last name as the owners of this house. That's why the name on the house is the same as his last name, right? What the heck? How am I supposed to let you get away with some stupid reason like that? Why didn't you ever tell me you changed your last name sooner? I assumed you would have heard from Mom and Dad about how I found new parents and they adopted me. But to be fair, you never even listened to what I say anyway, and on top of that, after I ran away, you started to tell everyone you kicked me out of the house and that I was mentally ill. That was you spreading that rumor, right? Why would I care about you knowing about my situation after running away when you go and do things like that? Ah, that's right. How about you change your story about getting adopted and make it seem like I was adopted by them instead? If you let me become their child, then I'll let you have Keith back. What? All right, that's a pretty good idea, right? No, that right there is anything but a good idea. Why is it not good? I'm giving you back the man you love so much, right? In your case, you should be begging me to give him back to you. This is your chance. You think I'm still going to love the man that cheated on me with my little sister? Huh? That bastard told me why he went after you a little while ago and explained how much he loves you over me. As well as told me that you've been together for 6 months now. He told you that already? The fact that you're getting surprised by that is surprising. Then, what can I do for you that'll get you to let me be their kid? No matter what you do, you're not going to become their child. But that's not frickin' fair! You always get to have things your way, Heidi! Then, Joy, if you really want to become their new child, do you think you can speak 5 different languages within the next 2 years fluently like me? Huh? You have to be pretty globally sophisticated to be their child, as well as know a lot about my foster dad's company. What the heck? Why do I have to do all that? The reason for me being their foster child is because I helped my foster dad's business, and will someday be the one to take over their company. And that's going to be happening in the next 2 years, so I have to be ready. What? What does this even mean? If you can't do that, then stop trying to be their next child, okay? Also, in the next few days, I'll be asking for a settlement from you. A settlement? Why? Do you really think you could get away with stealing someone's husband and there'd be no consequences for it? Unlike all those times in the past, you're an adult now, and the only thing that can save you now is money, not your parents. So don't go trying to find a way out of this one, because you won't escape me. But you're asking for money from your own sister! Well, that's still up for debate, actually. Whether you really are my little sister anymore or just some stranger to me. But either way, I'm getting a settlement. You're kidding me! In my case, I had my husband stolen from me, so I have the right to take you to court and make you pay for the damages caused. So make sure you pay every penny I ask for, and then get out of my life. But this shouldn't be happening!
Hey, Heidi! You're asking me for over $60,000? Why do I have to pay you that much? You should only be able to ask me for a smaller amount based on me cheating on you, right? I already have to deal with paying for that failed wedding and the wedding ring, but now I'm being asked to pay $60,000?
Well, when it comes to that wedding you have to pay for, you used both our money to start paying for it, right?
Wait, what?
And as for some of the money that I had in my private savings account, you used it as well on that wedding. I don't know how you figured out my PIN for that account, but you took my money without asking.
So you want me to give that back to you, huh?
Well, when you add in that money you took from me in our shared account, the settlement comes out to $60,000.
But I don't have that kind of money right now.
Do you not realize that you stole money from me to use on a wedding with my little sister while we've still been married? If you thought that was okay, then I find it okay to make you go into debt to pay me back. And you have no right complaining to me now, right?
But this... For some reason, I haven't been able to get any response from Joy about this, and now I'm on my own, facing $60,000. Wait, what the hell is going on here? Why did I have to end up dealing with all this by myself? What did I even do that was bad enough to deserve all this?
Maybe go back and look at what you were explaining to me a little while back about what you did and my sister did. Anyway, I'm going to have my lawyer be the one to deal with you now. So take the number that's on that business card I left for you and talk with my lawyer if you have anything else to say.
And you're just gonna leave me now?
You already know the answer to that question, Keith. Now, goodbye forever.
Wait a second, Heidi. Having to get divorced from you in this manner? I don't have anywhere to go if you leave me like this. Heidi!
To start, let's talk about my sister, Joy. She had tried to get her parents to pay off the settlement I had asked for from her, but not even they had the money to pay for what I was asking. Just a little while back, the business they had ended up going bankrupt, and they had to sell their house in order to pay the bank, and have since then been without proper jobs. So with whatever money they all did have, they used to pay me, and then all had to move away into a small and worn-down apartment together. Joyce still hasn't paid everything off that I've asked for yet, but I'll make sure that she pays me little by little until she'd met the amount I've asked for. And now, here's what happened with my ex-husband. He had touched money that was not his in the first place, and even then, after using said money, he didn't have anything left to pay me that $60,000 I asked for. He ended up having to borrow money to pay the money I was asking for off, and then after that was left with no place to go. He began stalking Joy in hopes of getting money from her, and also handed in marriage paperwork to the city office without her approval. But what happens next with those two now that they might get married will have to be saved for another day, when there's more time to talk.
Hey, Sophie. Just saw your message. Oh, really? It's not just oh, really. You should contact me in advance if you're coming home. I did contact you. But since I didn't get a reply from Mom, I contacted Luna. I got permission to stay. You know Luna is David's wife, right? It's obvious that you, as my sister-in-law, would be considerate. Sophie, you really don't think things through. I do feel bad about it. The company messed up the hotel arrangements and I have nowhere to stay. There are vacancies in the next town, but it's a bit far from the client. Please let me stay for just a week. Well, I guess it's fine. You do have your room. There's no need to get mad. Anyways, I'll be at work during the day. Don't worry about me. You'd want to do things for me since I'm back, wouldn't you? You're probably eating nothing but junk every day. I want to make sure you eat properly. Junk? I do cook for myself regularly. What do you think? You become really careless when you're alone, don't you? I have to make sure tonight's dinner has plenty of vegetables. I'm fine. You can go as usual. By the way, I heard that Mom went to see a play. Yes, that's right. It was very good. I'm also thinking of doing a little shopping, so it'll take me a little longer to get home. I have the day off today. Should I come pick you up? Oh, are you sure? Aren't you tired from the long drive if you came by car? No, I've had a little rest. I'm fine. Then I might take you up on that offer. Oh, how about we eat out for dinner? I'm fine with that, but is Luna okay with it? She just went out saying she'd do a little shopping. I'll contact her. Just wait a bit. Okay, got it. Oh, but David is here too, huh? David's been on a long business trip since last week. Don't worry about it. Oh, is that so? Both of you siblings chose jobs with a lot of business trips. Must be tough. But there's the fun of being able to go to different places. Look, maybe the reason I can keep doing it, even though I get bored easily, is because of the business trips. I wish you'd take a position where you could manage people soon. Yeah, I guess so. Well, in time. Sophie, have you ever thought about remarrying? Don't you have any good people around? I've been married once, that's enough. Don't tell me you plan on being single for life. That's also life. You always have a rebuttal, don't you? Maybe that personality led to the divorce. Do you have to say it like that? and it's not like my personality had anything to do with it. Alright, I got it. Oh, Luna says you two should have a nice time. Really? Then I'll go pick her up. I'll buy Luna a souvenir on the way back. Don't waste your money like that. It's not a waste. She might have been considerate. Well, we can talk about that later. I'm taking a break at a cafe near the station. So park your car nearby. Okay, got it. Mom, I have a dinner appointment with a client on the day after tomorrow, so you don't need to prepare my dinner for a while. Okay, I got it. So what time will you be back? Let's see, around 10 p.m.? So Sophie is the last one to take a bath. Please clean the bath before you leave. Okay. Speaking of Luna. Luna? Is there something wrong? I haven't seen her in a while, and we've only met a few times. But has her atmosphere changed a bit? Why do you ask? She seems less friendly than before. Not that she's cold or anything. I just felt a bit of discomfort. Isn't it because you suddenly use her home as a hotel? Oh, that must be it. If your sister-in-law comes home to a house where she's living, it's bound to be a nuisance. I'm really sorry. I'll have to be more devoted to Luna for the rest of the few days. You don't even have time to serve. What are you talking about? All you need to do is work and go home. You don't have to say it like that. But I think it's better to be quiet and sleep rather than showing off my presence weirdly. That's right. You don't need to do anything unnecessary. I got it. But the living together is going well, right? What's that all of a sudden? Because she's living with me, right? I mean, I was fighting with my mother-in-law even though we weren't living together. I wonder how you can keep going. In your case, it wouldn't work out. It's your harsh personality that's the problem. Mom always has one too many words. Sophie and Luna are totally different, right? I think Luna is a quiet and thoughtful daughter-in-law. Well, that's good. Mom, there are very few wives who would live with their mother-in-law, so you should take care of her. I'm doing that without you telling me. But lately, Luna has been a bit difficult. Is it because I came back? Actually, I didn't want to worry Sophie, so I wasn't going to tell you. But maybe I should talk about it. What? Now that you've said it, I'm curious. Luna started treating me badly. What? Are you kidding me? I wish it was a lie, but her attitude is different when David is there and when he isn't. Before she would smile whenever I asked her anything, but lately I've been ignored a lot. Are you not pushing unreasonable demands on her? I would never do such a thing. So honestly, I didn't want to show you that. That's why you panicked when I suddenly came home. I wonder if I've done something rude. But I was trying to interact with her in a way that wouldn't make her hate me. It's possible since you often say too much. But isn't it cruel to ignore me? I can manage somehow because she's normal when David is here. I'm sure she wants me to leave as soon as possible. I don't see Luna as that type though. You wouldn't understand because you're not living with her. I can't say anything if you say that. Have you tried consulting with David? I don't want to do it. I'm too embarrassed to say that I'm being taken lightly by my daughter-in-law. It's not necessarily that you're being taken lightly. There might be some misunderstanding. And I think it would be better to ask her gently if you're worried. It's okay. It's a problem I can solve by being patient. I'm the one who's living with her, and I don't want to cause trouble. Living alone in old age is lonely after all. Even if Luna is cold to me, it's better if my son David is with me. I don't think you need to push yourself. And living with stress will only make both of us unhappy. If you're lonely, Mom, you can come to my apartment, you know. No, thanks. I don't want to go to the house of a daughter who has no plans to even have a grandchild. Oh, I see. But while I'm here, should I ask Luna gently? No, don't do anything unnecessary. Sophie is already being a nuisance as it is. I won't mention your name, Mom. It's okay. I don't want to be stirred up by someone who's not usually at home. I understand. But don't push yourself. If you have any problems, let me know. After all, a real daughter is better than a daughter-in-law. I don't think it's a good way to put it. Your attitude may be showing that you're thinking that way. Who cares? I'm not going to tell Luna anyway. And of course Luna would prefer her real parents. Well, I guess everyone thinks that way. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going back to work now. Yes, work hard. And make sure to contact me if you can come home early. Luna, I'm sorry. I'm late. Are you still awake? Good evening, sister-in-law. Yes, I'm fine. I'm sorry for suddenly barging into your house. I'll be leaving the day after tomorrow, so please let me disturb you until then. Also, I brought some souvenirs today, so please have them for your snack tomorrow. Thank you always, sister-in-law. But you don't have to worry so much. This is your family home. Please relax and don't worry about me. Thank you. Actually, there's something I've been worried about. Can I ask you about it? Yes, what is it? Actually, I've seen Luna going into the storage shed when I came home late these past few days. She wouldn't come out for a while after going in, and it was a reoccurring thing, so it caught my attention. It's still chilly at night here, right? What are you doing in the shed every night? What am I doing, you ask? Could it be that you're hiding from my mother and enjoying some hobby? It's okay, I won't tell my mother, so relax. That's where my bedroom is. Huh? You have a bedroom in the house, don't you? Yes, I can use it when David is here. So, does that mean you always sleep in the shed when David is on a business trip? I feel stupid asking this, but you're not sleeping in the shed of your own volition, are you, Luna? No. Could it be at my mother's instruction? I'm sorry. Why is Luna apologizing? The one at fault is my mother, right? It's my fault for being an incompetent wife. No, Luna, you're not at fault at all. It's my mother who's crazy for giving such instructions. Could you explain the situation in detail? But if my mother-in-law finds out... It's okay. I'll definitely protect you when this happens. Even so, it might not be possible to leave the house right away. I have to work again tomorrow. Please don't push yourself. I'll be fine. Besides, I don't have a home to run to. This is the only place I have. But I think it would be a good idea to take temporary refuge in your parents' home, Luna. My parents don't care about me at all. Even if I went back to my parents' house, they would just tell me to leave. So that's the background. I see. Leave it to me for now. I'll make sure you won't be treated unfairly. Luna, you've been quite arrogant these past few days. Did you get spoiled because my daughter was nice to you? You even went out to eat, just the two of you, and neglected your housework. What on earth do you think you're doing? What do you mean? We just went out to play together. Huh? What's with that tone? My daughter has already gone home. You no longer have anyone to protect you. Why do you think that? Since David often goes on business trips, it's often just the two of us, isn't it? And you've been abandoned by your parents, so you have nowhere to go, right? If I tell David, he'll throw you out in no time. That's how I gradually concerned you. You're really a piece of work. Huh? Luna, you won't get away with it when you get back. Finish your shopping quickly and return home. I'll give you a proper sermon. Luna won't be coming back. Huh? I'm taking Luna home with me right now. Huh? Is it really Sophie? Yeah, I'll take Luna to my house for refuge as is. Mom, you've really been terrible. Sophie, it's not like that. I just scolded Luna because she was being rebellious. This is scolding? It's just bullying your daughter-in-law. And it's not like Luna told me about you, Mom. I just happened to see Luna going to the shed, and that's when I discovered your bullying. You fooled me pretty well. Sophie, listen to me. You said it the other day, didn't you? That Luna is cold to me. So I thought I had to be strong, and I acted a bit bossy. There's a reason for it anyway. Mom, I'm sending this from Luna's phone right now, you know? I've seen the conversation so far. So I know you've been bullying her behind the scenes. It's true that Luna was cold to me. Of course she'd be cold. You had her sleep in the shed when her husband David wasn't there. And you've been dumping most of the housework on Luna. And the verbal abuse is way too much. You're just as bad as my former mother-in-law. Don't lump me in with that person. From my perspective, you're the same. It's you who's been taking advantage because Luna doesn't talk back. I've also told David about this. Huh? Of course, I thought he might be the kind of guy who wouldn't protect her like my husband, but it seems he didn't know anything. He was really angry. Sophie, please. Tell David it's a misunderstanding. I'll apologize to Luna properly. Why do I have to do such a thing? You're the one in the wrong, Mom. I won't be able to live with David. I don't want to live alone again. That's because you did it, Mom. Luna has been trying so hard because she wanted to be recognized by you, and this is what happens when you treat her so badly. I apologize. Please let Luna know. I will never be mean again. So please forgive me. At the point where you're trying to win over kind Luna with a crying appeal, you're not reflecting on your actions. David also said that there will be no more living together, and they'll live in my house until they find a new place. Sophie, please. I recognize Luna as my daughter-in-law. That's why there were times when I used strong words. Your excuse is different from earlier, isn't it? You haven't forgotten that the trigger for my divorce was bullying my daughter-in-law, have you? The person who was told never forgets. I don't acknowledge as a mother anyone who wastes a daughter-in-law's kindness, consideration, and efforts to be recognized. Please reflect on your actions and live on your own. I'm really sorry. But you know, as a mother, sons are very precious. If someone tells me I can't let my child go, I wouldn't know what to say. I didn't want to torment Luna. So you're saying it's because she's your daughter-in-law that you find her annoying. It's amazing how you can line up such excuses. And it's amazing that you can say that to me, your own daughter. Stop talking because it's embarrassing. Goodbye. Sophie, wait. Please. Listen to my story. You're not a mother if you're a bully old woman. You sleep in the shed. Try doing everything you've done to your daughter-in-law once yourself. I'll listen to the story after that's over. Sophie, you're my real daughter, aren't you? You can consider your mother a little, can't you? You understand my tough personality, don't you? And real daughters, you know, aren't as kind as daughter-in-laws. After that, it seems my mother was thoroughly chastised by my younger brother when he returned from a business trip. Of course, my brother immediately ended the cohabitation, found a house, and is now living with Luna. My mother, now living alone, has become quite disheartened and tends to stay at home. Furthermore, since my brother has told her to have no further involvement, it's unlikely that she will ever see a child born to my brother and his wife. She now regrets what she did, but I think there is no room for sympathy. Since I've made all contact go through me, Luna shouldn't have to deal with any unpleasant experiences with my mother. If my mother ever seems to do something again, I'll prepare to sternly discipline her. And since the cohabitation ended, Luna has become as cheerful as she was when she first got married, and she occasionally comes over to our house to hang out. I'm glad I was able to notice her being bullied by my mother because she is truly a kind and wonderful person. My mother may have had her own feelings about this, but there's no reason to bully her daughter-in-law. I suppose there will always be various issues for as many couples and families as there are. But for now, I am glad to have eliminated one abusive mother-in-law from this world. I plan to continue supporting my close-knit brother and his wife, wishing for their happiness.